Hello and good afternoon. My name is Amanda and welcome to The Den Creative. For today's pick a card reading, we are going to be figuring out what your guides, angels, higher self want you to know right now. So a message for right now. Maybe your next steps, maybe just a message that you need to hear. Whatever it is that you're seeking, I hope you will find it here. And if you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to try to center your energy by focusing on piles number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamp, and I also try to pin it as the top comment. And to add a little bit of fun to our reading today, we are going to be starting off by drawing a word out of the mystery box or the treasure box to capture the overall theme of the message for you today. So without delaying this any further, I'm going to give you a moment to meditate on the cards, and I will see you over at your reading. All right, group number 1, let's see what message your guides, your angels, your higher self, whoever it is that you're wanting to call on for guidance, have for you at this time. And we're gonna go ahead and start with our treasure box word. I'm gonna turn it this way so I don't burn this place down. So I'm just gonna close my eyes, pick one of these cards, and we have healing. So it looks like the main theme of what you have going on today or here in the near future, over the next few weeks or months, is all having to do with healing. So let's find out what else you have going on. I will go ahead and read what's going on down here, but I think you get the general gist of what's going on. I just wanted to have the camera a slight bit closer so you guys could actually see some of these cards rather than just hear me talk about them. So we have drawn healing, and right below healing we have tranquility. Make time to relax and be still. Enjoy your solitude, indulging in some much needed self-care. So if you're watching this at the time of my posting, much of the globe is actually locked down or in quarantine or self-isolation, whatever you want to call it. And these really are unprecedented times, but a lot of people are still working. Maybe they are working from home now, or maybe you're somebody who's working out in the world still. But either way, this is just saying, no matter what it is you've got going on, it feels to me like there are some old wounds or traumas from your past, maybe even past lives that are coming up to be healed and dealt with at this time. And this would be a perfect time, especially if you are someone who's just kind of stuck at home and not having to go into work somewhere or even working from home. This really gives you time to not just, do all the fun things and hobbies that you've put off, but it also gives you a lot of time to stress out and worry about the future. And I feel like many of you guys kind of have been thinking about the future in kind of more stressful terms rather than positive or hopeful terms. And that may not apply to everybody, but for I think the majority of you guys, that is the case. You've been stressing about maybe a relationship that's strained, or if you will have a job when this thing is all said and done, or whatever it is. But because you got healing as your overall energy, it is a big deal going on right now in your life, and it is something that is drawing your attention to healing so you can move forward and have a better way of life. Then you have the creative writing card, and it says make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. So some of you may have started a book in the past or a blog or even journaling, but if you haven't done that or even thought about doing that, this might be a good time to start one of those projects, or just start some sort of journal where you can get your thoughts and feelings out. And a really fun kind of journal to create would be a tarot journal. If you have a tarot deck or oracle cards, you can do a daily pull, and every day you can pull a card and kind of write what the card means, how it makes you feel, what you think it means pertaining to your life that day, and you can kind of see what unfolds for you that day. That's a kind of a fun way to, if you're new to journaling or you haven't journaled in a long time, to kind of break the ice and get you back into it, or to get you into it to begin with. But for some of you, this may be a time where you're really being creative, and I feel like some of you are getting really good ideas, like in your dreams or as you're drifting off to sleep, you get all these ideas and you just get excited about it. And this would be a good thing to write down some of those ideas. But going back to this tranquility, just looking at the picture here, it feels to me like some of you really would benefit from doing a salt bath or just really taking time to pamper yourself. And I think a lot of you, even if you are staying at home, you haven't been doing a lot of that. Or if you are doing that, it seems like there's a lot of chaos surrounding that. Maybe you have roommates or children that just won't leave you alone and you're just trying to get away from everybody and have a moment, and it's just not happening. And I can totally relate to that, even though I do get plenty of time to do my salt bath. I've been taking 2 a day because I did injure one of my ribs and it helps with the pain a little bit, but I still can hear all the chaos going on with the kids running around and the dog barking, as you've heard most of the beginning of this reading. I don't know if I talk loud enough to blot him out, but man, he's got some high anxiety going on and it just gets me more anxious. Even if you can't get away from all the chaos, just take some time to meditate, take some deep breaths, get in a salt bath, or get out in nature. It'd be a really good way to ground yourself and feel more in control of your life. Then we have the positive energy card, and this says surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. And as I was reading that, I just saw someone scrolling Facebook, mindlessly just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and when you're done scrolling, you're like, wow, I don't feel good now. Like, I feel like I've got everybody's thoughts are jumbled in now with my thoughts, and everybody's complaints and fights and drama are just intermingling with my own inner environment. And this is just feeling to me like maybe if you took just 24 hours off of social media, or if you really want to feel brave, a week or a month, just to untangle your inner world from everybody else's thoughts and feelings that are being put out on a daily basis. Because it almost feels like when you're scrolling through Facebook, it's like you're watching all these different TV stations or listening to all these different radio stations at once, and it really makes it hard to get in touch with your own inner environment and what needs healing. So this could also look like negative thoughts. You know, you're kind of being drugged down by the times that we're in and just really dwelling on what's lacking in your life or what's going on out in the world has you scared or just not in a very good place mentally. And this is just having you say, you know, as long as something's not happening in your household, in your community, in your immediate environment, you can allow yourself to unplug from it. And it's not in that way where you're like in denial because you're turning it off and like blah blah blah, I can't hear you. It's not like that. It's just being very conscious of what it is you're allowing into your field or your energy. Because if we let too much bombardment in, we just lose ourselves and we get muddied in with all the rest. So this would be a time to really allow yourself to unattach or detach from some of these other voices and agendas. Then we have the impeccability card. It says, I'm impeccable in my thought, word, and deed. And anytime this card comes up, I'm seeing, you know, the magnifying glass, if I could speak, on this kind of scrolled paper here. But this just reminds me of contracts, like looking at the fine print of what's going on. So there may be a situation in your life, maybe an actual contract you need to sign, but this is just saying, you know, really make sure you know what you're doing and just be very thorough in what it is that you're doing. Pay attention to the details of what's going on and don't lose those details in the big picture. Then here we have moving forward fearlessly, and I think this just goes well with what we've been talking about with not letting the fear agenda drag you down, or the stress about how you're going to pay your rent or your bills drag you down, because there really is nothing to fear. I feel like especially there's going to be so many people in these same boats of not being able to pay rent, not being able to put food on the table. And again, our timelines are always shifting, but the more positive vibration we can stay in, the better off all of us are going to be. Because when we just get down in that fear spiral, we just keep going down, 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 and then it seems like everything that happens to us, every conversation we have is just bad or hard or negative, and it just brings us down even more. And it's way easier said than done to bring yourself out of a dark place. But the best way to do that is to take a small step out of the hole, and then another small step, and then another small step, because you can't go from 0 to 60 when you're feeling really bad about yourself to being overcome with joy. I mean, it's pretty rare to be able to do that. But the best way to do that would be to do one small thing you enjoy. Call a friend or family member that you miss talking to, just to lift your spirits a little, and just do little things that are going to lift your spirits. And you can even, with this Move Forward Fearlessly card, get in touch with your guides, your angels, and ask them for help. They are telling you there is no fear. That doesn't mean you're not fearful or feeling that negativity or fear vibration that's going on in the world, because I think everyone is. But they're just saying there is no fear. When you realize the truth of who you are and how powerful you are, there is no fear. And then it says here, you are at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort you and guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you now. So this is the progression of this card, almost like you're moving out of that fear. You're asking your guides and angels for help, and you're now coming into this more positive place in life. And then this here says, the Astara card, you deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. So I think this is where this could come in handy with writing things down. Maybe reassess, we have the new moon coming up at the time of this posting. Maybe you can take that new moon energy and really just kind of lay out some new intentions or goals, or, start a new project, something that is helping you gain that forward momentum of moving forward, leaving the old, stepping into the new. And a lot of times, especially in times like this where the life and the world is kind of run by chaos, we can just tend to let life happen to us rather than for us. And this is just saying, take a step out of that being washed away in the waves, and just take a step out of that for a moment and align yourself to your intentions. What is it that you want to do? And this may be a place where you really want to get detailed and figure out what do you want your life to look like when this whole thing is over. And writing those things down and then revisiting them, and even kind of tracking your progress on goals, is a really good way to help you move forward. And then here we have Master Jesus card, forgiveness. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. So this healing may be having to do with a parent, especially a father or a father figure, or something this father figure has done to you or neglected to give you in life. Whatever that may be, I feel like it is a core wound or a core trauma that has been plaguing you all through this life. So maybe you had a childhood full of neglect or abuse, and this is just a great time to call upon those guides and angels and, Jesus. This is the Master Jesus card, all about forgiveness. And start forgiving what has transpired in your life. Because when you can look at your life as something you signed up to have happen, I know it sounds very masochistic that we would, on a soul level, sign up to go through all these traumas that need very significant amounts of healing, but that is why we incarnate. We incarnate to clear karma. We incarnate to experience new things that our soul has never experienced. And sometimes we want to, on a soul level, experience what it's like to be neglected by a parent, or to have an absent parent, or to have an abusive parent. And again, that may not be for all of you, but I do feel a great number of you had that kind of father issue growing up, or you just didn't have a father growing up, or you had many different fathers, all of which weren't the greatest growing up. Whatever your situation is, it can be even past life stuff. If you had a really good father in this life, it doesn't have to exactly be that. And then for some people in general, I just think this just could be healing that father or patriarchal society that we're living in, and finding ways to be more balanced in that patriarchy, because we don't want to flip it full circle and have it be just a matriarchy, because that's still out of balance. We want to balance those masculine and feminine energies to where we can live the most beautiful and productive life. And then here we have the clairvoyance card, Archangel Raziel. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. I do feel like many of you are clairvoyant and you see pictures of things. So that would be really helpful in you to visualize the future you want, and then you can write that down and you can track the progress of these things that you want in life. But I also feel like this is just saying, if you feel very lost right now, You're going to be getting visions or dreams even when you're sleeping in your dream time that are going to help you out of this rut, to help you figure out your next steps, because you're coming out of that old cycle, and when that old cycle ends, a new one is beginning. And I feel like you're going to be very supported. Your guides and angels are right there at the ready anytime you need them. All you need to do is call their name, and if you don't know their name, you can call them universe, my guides, my angels, whatever. But if you know them by name, call their name and just say, I need some help. I feel lost. Please help me, light the way and show me what's going on, what I need to do. So yeah, you guys, I really didn't want to make this as long as I just did, but whatever messages come out. So there we go. So you'll have to let me know below what you thought and if this resonated for you. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 2, let's figure out what message your guides, angels, higher self, whoever it is you're calling on, have for you at this time. And we're gonna go ahead and start with our handy dandy treasure box for your first overall theme or message of this reading. I'm just gonna close my eyes and pick one. Okay, we have, oh, that's amazing. We have transformation. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out what other messages we have. Okay, I think I've completely messed up what's going on here because it looks really straight in front of me, but it looks so wonky up on the camera. We're just gonna go ahead and roll with what we got here, and we're gonna go ahead and start up here with the Break Free card, which is right under transformation. So this to me feels like at this point in your life, whether you're watching this during the time of my posting when most of the world is still in this quarantine or lockdown or whatever you want to call this energy, most of us feel right now at the time of this posting kind of in limbo, or even stuck would be a pretty proper term for what many people are feeling. But it says here, break free, try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. And especially right now, if you're watching this when I'm posting it, that's a little bit easier said than done, because many of us are not really allowed to go travel and see the world right now. Many of us are forced to kind of go within, and to me this feels like cocoon energy. Like many of us are in this chrysalis or cocoon, and we are ready for the transformation. We are having those growing pains of evolving from this caterpillar into a butterfly, and that is probably the most uncomfortable phase many of us go through. And we have lots of those phases in life. Sometimes they're really big transformations, sometimes they're smaller. But I feel like for you guys, this is a very big transformational point in your life, a point where you can point back to and say, that's where it all began. And it feels very positive to me because we do have the victory card. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. So whatever it is you're trying to break free from, it feels to me like you're going to eventually get there. But the best way to break free from something is not to resist it, because what we resist persists. So the more averse you are to something, the more it shows up in your life, which is just such a crazy paradox, but that's just the way this world operates. So it almost feels like there needs to be a point of surrender, that you're gonna have to surrender to what is in order to move through it, because you can't go around it, you can't go above or below it, you need to move through this energy. And I think that's really positive that you have the courage card here. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. So some of this may be breaking free from old belief systems that you've had, maybe about the government or the mainstream media. Maybe your eyes have lately been open to all of the corruption, and you just cannot believe the amount of corruption on this planet, and it's just really been weighing you down and just really been hard for you to move through. But this is just letting you know, well, for one, this energy has always been on this planet. This has always been the paradigm, but many people are just now awakening to it. And as Pamela Arlen always says, you can check out her YouTube channel, the Great Awakening has already happened. We are now in the Great Remembering. We are remembering why it is we incarnated, why it is we are here, and what it is we came here for. And I think for many of you guys, that's going to involve making some sort of big decision. And this feels very big. Like this is a big life moment for you, whether it's deciding to move or change jobs or change relationships or get into a new relationship. Whatever it is that's resonating for you, there's a decision that needs to be made. And it says, feeling stuck or indecisive, listen to your intuition and make a decision. And it feels to me like your guides and angels are really working with you guys through your intuition lately. Maybe even clairaudience. I'm feeling like a lot of you are hearing little snippets of things, or maybe you're like, did someone just whisper something? Or you're hearing it more in your mind than in your actual ears, like you're hearing words or voices or sentences letting you know what direction to go in life. And it's funny because you have the break free card and then you have breakthrough. So, you know, this dolphin here is breaching the surface of the water, and then the breakthrough, she's flying upwards. So it's like you're soaring into something new. Something new is coming. There's a victory on the horizon after this decision is made. And I think for many of you, because this is transformation as your overall theme or energy of this reading, you're transforming your complete and entire life, your belief systems, maybe even the way you go about your religion or your faith in life or lack thereof. You may be getting faith for the first time. I mean, whatever it is that's resonating, but you guys are changing, you are transforming into what it is you came here to do, who it is you came here to be. You're breaking through all the old BS, and it feels like you're just getting rid of the clutter of who you used to be and really enhancing your potential in this world, and not just having it as a potential, but you're making it who you are in the present moment. You're living up to your potential is what I keep hearing. And I think for many of you, it's that's funny too, because I was going to say by really taking care of yourself, and then I looked over here and it says, when you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, sea bath, or pedicure. So I guess I was on the right path because I hadn't read that until I saw the beauty here. But I feel like by taking care of your appearance, or sprucing up your place, even, because our homes are kind of an extension of ourselves, because we dwell within our body, we dwell within our home, we even dwell within our vehicle a lot of times. So by taking care of the things that you dwell within, whether that's your vehicle, your car, your body, you're really going to benefit. You're going to see a lot of great benefits, because when you take care of yourself, that is that reflection, as within, so without. And I think a lot of you, especially if you're anything like me during this lockdown that we're in, there are days and days and days where you still shower and do all that, but you don't do anything too fancy with your hair. Maybe you don't even put makeup on. Maybe you're wearing the same kind of dingy clothes a couple days in a row. I mean, we all do it, I think, at some point. But if you're feeling low or down about yourself, one good way to break out of that is to take a shower, wash your hair, do all the cool things to your hair, dress up a little bit, even if you're not going anywhere, because a lot of us aren't going anywhere these days. Even if you're just gonna hang out in your yard or with whoever it is you're in this quarantine with, you just make the best of that. And if you're watching this way later than when I'm posting, of course you're probably out in the world by now, and you can do all these things as well. But with this beauty card, I'm just feeling like you guys are beautifying yourself, you're beautifying your surroundings, or you're just having this desire to do so. And that is part of your transformation, is to just slough off the old dead stuff that's not serving you. Maybe you've got clothes in your closet that don't fit you anymore. It's a good time to get rid of those things. Maybe you just have old stuff in a closet. You're like, I don't even know what's in there. One of those Friends moments with Monica's secret closet, where you just open that up and there's all the stuff you've been hiding. But a lot of times when we transform our outer energy, we move things around. Even if you're just moving furniture around in a room, that changes the flow of energy within your home, and it can actually bring in better scenarios in your life. It's funny because when I put my bed facing a certain way in my room, it seems like things come to my life easier than when it's facing a different way. And you can look into like feng shui, or the more, I think it's from India, the Vastu Shastra. If you want to learn more about that, I think KRS Astrology channel has some really cool and informative videos about Vastu Shastra, and I'll probably just write the word Vastu Shastra somewhere, because I'm not going to spell it out. It's easier probably for you to just read it if you want to look into that, because It's kind of like the Chinese feng shui, where having specific items in your home could either make or break your career, stuff like that. I mean, that might be something you want to look into. I'm just feeling like you guys need to hear that. Whether you do anything with that information or not is completely up to you. But I do feel like it could benefit you. And then here we have the Rosetta card. You have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, and parenting children, or parenting children actually. So yeah, you guys, you may have children of your own or nieces or nephews, but this is just saying that, especially if you are a parent, whether your children are grown up and out of the house or you have small children at home, still, this is just calling you forward to say, spend more time with them, connect more with them. And if you are not a parent, you could connect with a niece or nephew, or a child, someone who's younger than you even. But it's going to be very important coming up in your life. Someone may even be finding out they are pregnant soon, or if you are pregnant, you're going to be giving birth soon, and you're going to be experiencing being a parent. And then we have the Green Terra, Supreme Protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. And I think this just goes really well with this breakthrough and break free card. And I feel like once you decide to make this decision, you'll have that courage, you'll see that victory, and just know your guides and angels are always protecting you. They're always with you. But if you feel like you need some extra protection, you can carry some crystals with you, some of the more grounding crystals or protective crystals, like malachite's a really beautiful green crystal that's very protective and wards off negative energy. Same with obsidian, black tourmaline, shungite are really great for grounding you and protecting as well. It just feels like you guys are, with the break free, breakthrough, moving beyond limitation, you're leveling up. You're living up to that potential and transforming into the person that you signed up to be here on this planet. Whether you've been on this spiritual journey for a long time and you've known your potential and you have been living up to your potential, or if you're just starting on that journey or starting to realize that, hey, I'm more than just this meat suit. I'm a spiritual being and I'm here for a reason. Wherever you fall on that spectrum, right now is a very important time, but it's just letting you know victory is at hand. If you are really struggling with the news and just seeing all these agendas playing out with the possible forced vaccination before everybody can get back to work, or the stock market crashing, or the economy just going completely bust, whatever worries you have on your heart, just know they are happening for a reason. There is a transformation at play on a global scale, on a societal scale, cultural scale. This isn't just individual, although it is very individual as well. It is affecting everybody, but there is a victory at hand. You are on a timeline where victory will be yours. You will be transformed by this energy and living your best life. It feels like when you take care of yourself and take care of the earth and take care of others, everything's just going to come full circle, and you're going to be able to make any hard decisions you need to make and be living your best life, as what I keep hearing in my head. Live your best life. So yeah, you guys, I think that's all I'm seeing for you. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 3, let's figure out what messages your guides, angels, higher self, whoever it is you want to call on at this time, have for you. And we're going to go ahead and start with our handy dandy treasure box and select a word that will be the theme of the reading. I'm just gonna close my eyes and pick one more, even though we have 2 pop out that I will also keep. We have depth, contentment, and courage just went flying out of there. And it's funny too, because she is flying on this little card here. Too funny. Okay, so you guys have 3. Everyone else got 1, but group number 3 is special and they get 3 apparently. Courage, contentment, and depth. So we're going to explore this as we explore these cards as well. So let's find out what else you got. Okay, we can't quite see all the bottoms of these cards, but I wanted to make it a little closer so we could read at least some of the cards, but I will let you know what these say. But we do have the courage card, we have the contentment card, and we have depth. So it feels to me right off, just looking at these 3, that By having courage to make it through these days, whether you're watching this at the time of my posting or later on, but at the time of my posting, we are in this quarantine or lockdown situation, and it takes a great deal of courage not to fall down these fear-based rabbit holes of the media with all these gloom and doom scenarios and agendas that are possibly at play. It's very hard to keep above that line or to keep your head above water when you feel very overwhelmed with that stuff. And this may just be asking you to turn off the news, to turn off the social media, and just kind of remove yourself from some of that negativity. But just know you have the courage to move forward in whatever it is that you're wanting to do. Then with this depth card, it feels to me like many of you are going deep into something. Whether you're going down a rabbit hole, like we were saying with the courage, with the conspiracy theories and all the agendas at play, sometimes we have to allow ourselves to really look into the darkness in order to face our own darkness within ourselves, to bring everything to light. And that is what's happening in the world on a grand scale right now, is a lot of darkness is coming to light. So many of you may be going down these deep rabbit holes and feeling like you're never going to come back out and you're going to never be okay again. And that does feel very dark night of the soul to me for some of you. But for others of you, this depth that you're diving into is the depth of your own self, your own higher self, your own inner self, your own soul, whatever you want to call that fractal of source that is your soul. You are diving deeper into it and becoming more in connection with that. Then here we have the contentment, and I think this just goes really well with this playtime card. The dolphins know the importance of playing, as joy creates miracles and manifestation. So this is just saying you need to feel more content in your life. So especially if you have been really depressed or dark night of the soul, this is just saying do some things that make you happy. Do some things that bring you joy. Even if you feel like you don't have time or it's a waste of time, don't feel that way, because allowing yourself to breathe and play and just let loose is what life's all about. But most of us feel like if we're not producing something, if we're not busy doing something, that we're not worthy or we're not as good as somebody else. And that is just an absolute lie. Think of your phone. You can't just be on your phone 24/7 for a whole year and it not die. You need to charge that phone. You need to charge its batteries. Of course, the phone doesn't go have hobbies when it's charged and plugged in and stuff, but you as a person need some time to sleep. You need some time to play. You need some time to work. You need to balance those things out. And I feel like for many of you that has been out of balance for a very long time. And if it hasn't been out of balance for you for a very long time, that just may be lately it's been out of balance. But just make sure you're creating enough time in your schedule or just allowing yourself to do the things that bring you joy. Even if that's something completely frivolous, that's, maybe looking up celebrity gossip or watching Netflix for, 8 hours, whatever it is that fills your cup back up. Just make sure you do something that is going to bring you some contentment and happiness. And then here we have the Blessed Change card. A major life change brings you great blessings. So what's going on in the world right now may be a blessing in disguise for you. Even if things feel very dire or scary for you, there are many blessings coming out of this change. There is a major shift going on in this planet. And if you're someone who's awake spiritually, you already know that. You've already been feeling the labor pains or the quickening of what is to come. But things are changing, and change, even good change, can be scary. So I know how you feel. I know what you're going through, but you got this. You have those guides and angels that are with you, helping you, guiding you. They're with you every step of the way. And if you feel discouraged or like you're lacking that courage, just know you can call on them at any time to help you. But there is a major change coming into your life that is going to bring you blessings. And I think for many of you, that's going to be moving to a different location. And for someone else, that involves both a move and a complete change of job or career as well. Or even going down the path of having your own business and having that business really start to thrive. But of course, right now, that business may be looking pretty dire or may not be moving at all because things are shifting on this planet. But just have that courage. Just know you have your guides, your angels. They are there. They have your back, and you have this. You've got this. Then we have the Brilliant Idea card. Archangel Uriel says, yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. And I think this idea has something to do with these changes you need to make in life. Maybe you feel like, I need to quit drinking coffee. Maybe you feel like, I know I need to start exercising. I know I need to cut this toxic friend out of my life. Whatever it is that you know in your soul that you need to stop doing, or at least really cut back on doing, follow that guidance, because it is meant for you to stop doing some of these things that are bringing your vibration down. But for others of you, this brilliant idea has to do with something creative or innovative that's going to help your life be better. Maybe this is a business idea, or an idea for a book, or a new painting, or some sort of online presence, or YouTube channel, or blog, or something. I'm feeling you're just very excited about whatever this is. And if you have no idea what this is yet, this is something coming here in the near future. So if this is confusing to you now, just you wait, because I have a feeling soon you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this must have been what that reading was about, and it's going to be really exciting for you. Then here you have the You Know What to Do card. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. And this is just saying to many of you, you have very strong intuition, and most of the time you know exactly what you need to do. But I feel for some of you, you're kind of hemming and hawing or going back and forth, like, should I do it, should I not? Deep down you know exactly what you need to be doing, whether that's releasing negative things or going after something new or more positive in life. Whatever it is that's resonating for you, you already know what to do. Your guides and angels have laid out the clues and the synchronicities, and you've picked them up very well, and you know exactly what to do. So if you've been trying to make a decision on something, I'm just letting you know right now, you know the answer already. You don't need to come to any pick a card or ask any friend or family member for guidance. You already know. And this is just your validation. If there's been something you've been going back and forth about or wondering, now you know the answer. You know deep down already what it is, and you need to go whatever direction that's telling you to go. Then here you have the Sanctuary card. I am divinely guided, gently and lovingly, and absolutely you are. That's what this reading is all about, to remind you and let you know you have those guides and angels you can call on 8 million times a day if you want, because time works differently for them. You don't have to feel bad by asking them for help, thinking that it's going to take away help from others, or maybe that your problem isn't as big as problems other people have and you don't want to bother them with your small problems. That's absolutely not true. You can ask them anything and everything. Of course, they won't do the work for you, but they will definitely help you and guide you and show you the next steps and give you the answers that you're seeking. But of course, you still have to put in the work. You are the one that wanted to incarnate here, and they said they would help you on the other side. So you're the one putting in the action steps and the effort. But you are loved. And this feels much like group number 3 with that. They had the transformation, one of these little cards. And it felt to me like a cocoon or chrysalis energy. And I feel like you guys much have that same vibe going on, where you're really taking care of yourself from the inside out. And this feels like womb or cocoon energy, sanctuary. You are protected, you are guided, you are loved, you are feeling more at home where you are. And then with the Inner Child card, I feel like this does go hand in hand. Some of you are reaching into the depths of your past traumas and healing inner child or childhood wounds that have been with you and affecting your life today. And I think pretty much not anybody I know has escaped childhood without some sort of childhood trauma. Even if you grew up in a really great family, maybe you had a family pet die at a young age and you just that really stuck with you and traumatized you in some way, that you're still carrying that with you. So this may be a time to heal those things or really examine those depths of yourself, to bring them to light so you can heal them and deal with them. And then we have Fiona. Now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. That's what we've been talking about this whole time. So that just validates everything you're wondering about. If you have that guidance and help, you've got 1, 2, 3 cards that are saying you've got help from the ethereal realms, and we have Archangel Uriel saying trust your inner knowledge. Trust that depth that you've reached within yourself, that it knows what's best for you. You've got many cards backing that up. Then here we have the Isaiah card. It is a good time to give birth to new ideas, just brilliant idea, and situations in your life. I am watching over you, guiding and protecting you during these changes. Okay, blessed change, guidance and protection during changes. I mean, every one of these cards is just piggybacking on the other and reaffirming or validating what it is we're talking about here. You have the protection, you have the help, you have the guidance. You can trust your inner self. You can trust that intuition. Take a deep breath and realize you got this. If you've been worried about your future or what the future of others around you, everything's going to be okay. It may not be easy, but it's all going to be okay in the end. Everything is unfolding to give you those blessed changes you need in your life. And then here you have the Horus Cosmic Gateway card. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. Blessed changes, miraculous changes, miracles. Miracles are happening in your life. And a great way to get those miracles to happen quicker is to really make sure that your thoughts are on the more positive side and you're living your joy with the playtime and the contentment, and you're not allowing yourself to really go down these fear spirals that the news or social media will put you on. So this is just saying, really watch what you're thinking about, because that is what you're manifesting in your life. But on a grand scale for you guys, miracles are happening, big changes are coming. Things you've dreamed about or wanted are going to start seeing, those seeds that you planted are going to start poking through the surface and growing and becoming the blessings you needed in your life all along. This all feels really positive, and of course it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be needed changes you need to make in your life. And maybe a year from now, maybe 2 years from now, you're going to look back and be like, thank goodness all that happened, because look what my life is now. It really brought me where I needed to be, and I love my life. I love the people in my life. I love my job. This feels like you're going to just be content all around in life in the next couple of years after going through some pretty major changes. Maybe some of you have already been through some pretty transformational things. Maybe you've lost jobs already, or had to change locations, or something happened at home that was really a major thing that was just a dark time in your life. But you're coming out of that. You're looking forward, and over these next few years, things are really going to be looking up. It feels like many of these tower moments you've had are behind you, and you're going to just be moving up, up, up after that. So yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing for you, and you'll have to let me know below what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 4, let's figure out what messages your guides, angels, higher self, whoever it is you want to call on at this time, have for you about the coming days, weeks, or months. And we're going to go ahead and start with our treasure box and pick a word for the theme. I'm just going to close my eyes and shuffle these around. Bring that up closer here. I have 2 that want to come out. All right, let's find out what those are. Okay, we have efficiency and responsibility. Okay, so let's find out what else we have that coincides with this, and we'll find out what we got. So we'll just go ahead and start up here with the Healing Heart card. You're a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. To me, this feels like it really goes with this efficiency card. You guys have been really working hard towards something, even if that's just to keep your head above water during these trying times. If you're watching this at the time of my posting, things have not been easy for most people, and there's a lot of, even though many of us are quarantined at home, there's still this sense of urgency or this sense of kind of limbo energy, like you're unsure what to do with things. But it feels to me like you guys are going to be healing stuff that's been going on in your life for many years. You're going to be healing and moving on from that, and it's going to be through this sense of responsibility. Maybe you finally decided, enough's enough in this relationship or this job or whatever your scenario is, you're thinking enough's enough. I'm just going to take my own responsibility for what I'm doing and not worry about what this other person or this other thing has going on. And for some of you, that might be, turning off the news. And I think I've said that for almost every pile, but it keeps popping into my head. It seems like a very important thing is to remove yourself from that vibration of fear, because that's just going to keep the world in that vibration longer. The more people are focused on the fear-based things going on, it feels like you guys are going to start taking responsibility for your own consciousness, your own actions, your own thoughts and feelings, and really putting in the effort to make them better, to make something happen in your life that is just much better than what you've had in the past. But then here we have the rest card. You've been working hard. Take a nap and get some rest. So whether you've been working or not working during these times of quarantine, if you're watching this when I'm posting it, no matter what it is you've been doing, it feels like you've just been running and running and running and doing and doing and doing. Even if that's just your mind. I feel like for many of you, that's your mind just running rampant. You're not sleeping at night because you can't turn your mind off. Just things are happening all over the world, and you keep thinking about what's happening, and it's just maybe even worries about the future for your own self. But this feels to me, because it is like a small child mermaid, like an infant mermaid, almost in this like shell. It almost feels like womb energy. So there may be some womb energy healing you need to do, or inner child work you need to do to really help yourself move to that next level. But then we have the prioritize card. Focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. So it feels to me like, even if you guys are someone who's stuck at home, or you're bored, or you're kind of restless, you don't know where to put your energy, this feels to me like you need to really sit down, and even if you had a piece of paper or a journal, and write down all the things that you deem as priorities in your life, so you can get a handle on what it is you need to do. I think many of you have very scattered energy, is what I'm feeling like. Things kind of need to be consolidated to be able to manifest the reality or the life that you want. So some of you may have things going on. Maybe you've started a lot of projects that you never finished, and they just kind of pile up in your closet, or that may be physical items piling up around your home or in your yard. It just feels like you want to really break down what's the most important couple of things to you, and really focus on those right now, and kind of let go of what's not serving you, or remove what's not working for you right now. And then with the prosperity card, it says your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. So by following any intuitive hits you're getting, whether that's to move, change jobs, stay right where you're at, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that resonates for you, following your intuition is going to bring that prosperity into your life, especially if you've been someone who's been worried about money lately. It feels to me like you have this golden bowl of like violet flame, it almost looks like, and then you have this cornucopia full of treasures and gold and coins and stars and whatnot. It feels to me like, and then a bowl of, this kind of oyster shell is kind of like a bowl or a womb. It feels to me like you guys are going to be, whether you're male or female, this womb energy keeps coming up for me in this reading for you guys. And it feels like that comes from your own sacral chakra, your own creativity, your own ideas and actions that you're moving forward on. And I feel like for many of you, you probably have a lot of really good ideas or creative endeavors you want to pursue, but it's just your energy feels scattered. Again, as I keep saying that, but you can't give your energy to 10 different projects at the same time and expect any of them to really gain traction or ground or be completed. You really need to narrow that focus down and prioritize it into like maybe 3 things. You kind of have to narrow down your focus for a while to be able to put your energy into 3 things rather than 20 or 40 things. And I'm really bad at doing this myself. I have a lot of unfinished projects and just very scattered energy. I want to do all the things all at the same time, and that's not how the world works, at least not right now. So you'll really have to prioritize in order to bring that prosperity forward. Then with the purification card, it says, my energy field is being cleansed of all that I do not need. And I mean, that could be energetically, that your energy feels scattered because you haven't done any grounding or clearing or cleaning meditations or aura cleansing, or whatever resonates for you. That could even look like something as simple as a salt bath or a shower, and you just envision anything that's not serving you energetically, nutritionally, anything that's toxic in your body. You can talk to the cells of your body and you can say, hey, I want you to go in and clean out the old cells, the dead cells, the cancer cells, precancer cells, anything that's just not serving my highest good. I want it gone. And you can talk to your body and it will actually do what you're asking. I know it sounds out there, I know it sounds woo-woo, but if you're somebody who is on a spiritual path, you know that these things are true and these things happen. You can talk to your body. You don't even have to talk out loud. It's a telepathic communication. That's why a lot of times when we have a headache or we have a sore, back or whatever, we keep thinking about it. Oh, my head hurts, my head hurts, my head hurts. And then what happens before you know it, your head is really hurting. And a lot of times to get out of a migraine or a really bad headache, I will actually immerse myself in that pain. I will really feel into it and ask it what it is that it's trying to tell me or teach me, or what I need to know from it. And more often than not, if I can spend time within that pain, feeling it, asking it what it wants from me, what it needs me to do, it starts to subside because I'm giving it my full attention and I'm not resisting it anymore by saying it hurts, and trying to get away from it. Really immerse yourself in whatever it is that's coming up for you. That even could be old childhood wounds with these healing and rest cards here, really childhood traumas and inner child stuff coming up. You can release these things to be dealt with, and you don't have to immerse yourself in them so much that you are now living these traumas over and over again and not releasing them. No, you want to heal them, you want to feel them, you want to bring them up, examine them, feel into them, and then release them. You don't have to feel them and keep them as part of your daily routine. No, you can release them. But then with this broom, I'm feeling like this could also be external, cleaning up your environment. Especially if you've been feeling really depressed or down about what's going on in your life, you can clean up your environment, maybe spruce it up, maybe rearrange some furniture, and maybe change some pictures around on your wall just to brighten the space, and that'll brighten your attitude and your aura a lot too. So just cleaning house, physically, emotionally, mentally, all the things, cleaning house will really benefit you guys right now. Then we have the dreams coming true card. So whatever long-held dreams that you've had, you are manifesting them by putting them at the top of your priority list to start making ground or traction on these dreams. And I think for some of you, this may be actual prophetic dreams you're having. Your guides or angels or crossed over loved ones, even people that you know in life now are meeting up with you in the astral realm, and you guys are working things out. And then you'll see that in your waking hours. Maybe you had a conversation with your mom in your dream, and then you wake up, and then later that day your mom calls and you kind of have a very similar conversation on the phone, and you're like, deja vu, I just had a dream about this and now we're talking about it. Something like that might happen, and that's just letting you know when that does happen that you're on the right path and to keep moving forward. And especially if it's something, if you have a dream about something scary or dark, you don't want that to come true. That doesn't mean it's physically going to come true, but energetically, symbolically, crashing your car in a dream might symbolize something else, and you'll benefit from really looking into your dreams in your waking life by looking up what does a car crash dream mean? What does it mean when I'm showering in a public place? I had a random dream about showering in a public place the other day, and in my adult life, I don't think I've showered in a public place at all, and very rarely even in high school and middle school. So it's a really not a normal dream for me to have, to be showering in a public locker room type scenario. So whatever weird or random dreams you're having, look them up, because they might have some symbolic meaning that can help you in your waking life. But then, going back to that dreams coming true, things you've worked for, projects you've started, maybe go ahead and put in time to complete some of those projects, because they can really help you manifest the life that you want and that prosperity that you need in your life. Then here we have the Vanessa card. To make your decision, ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine purpose? Which way takes me away from it? So it feels like at least 3 of these 4 groups have had something about a decision that needs to be made in their life. So it feels to me like you guys also have this big decision that needs to be made, and it wouldn't be popping up if it was just some little decision. What should I have for lunch? This or this? This feels pretty major decision in life. So that could involve moving, that could involve changing jobs, or getting into a new relationship, whether that's with a friend or a significant other, releasing a friend or a significant other, whatever it is that's resonating for you. There's a decision that needs to be made, but the way to make that is to ask yourself, which way brings you closer to your divine purpose on this planet? Which way takes you farther away from that? Then here we have the Bridget card. Caution is warranted. Look deeper into this situation before proceeding further. And I think, again, that has to do with this decision that needs to be made. And also this could go back with healing some things that are coming up. You have that responsibility to heal what's going on in your life. And I think for some of you, that could be as simple as your daily routine. Especially if you're watching this at the time of my posting, many of our daily routines have completely shaken up or changed. And this purification card and this Bridget card could just be looking for a more efficient way to run your day. Are you waking up later in the day than you used to, and it's kind of throwing your whole day off? Are you not getting enough sleep? Or staying up too late? Really look for ways to streamline your day-to-day life, because that's going to help you run a more efficient and responsible life. Especially if you're going after some big goals or dreams, you want to have your day-to-day routine run more efficiently for you. But because she is looking into, it looks like it's an urn to me, you may be getting contact with crossed over friends or loved ones from the other side that are communicating with you or leaving you little hints. Maybe they're leaving white feathers or coins, or showing up as a dragonfly. Those are just a couple examples that came to me just now. Really look into what it is that you're seeing synchronicities, different numbers on the clock. I feel like some of your guides and even crossed over loved ones are really trying to get your attention. Then here we have the Krishna card, which is all about devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. So that guidance, those guides, those angels, that higher self part of you is guiding you, and it will pay off with the prosperity when you follow that intuition, because when you follow your intuition, you get what your soul needs. You accomplish that soul purpose, what it is you came here to do. But when you don't listen to that intuition, or you follow more what your ego wants, you're just left with more disappointment or feeling like it's not enough, because the ego will never be satisfied. It always wants more, more, more. So whatever it is you're going after, just trust that guidance, that heart compass that is leading you in the direction you need to go, because it will never steer you wrong. And a lot of times it may at first seem to take you away from a more prosperity place, because this world is, survival of the fittest and every man for himself, and you gotta cheat and con to get on top a lot of times, but that's not the direction you guys are going. So a lot of times when you go the right way, you follow your soul's path, your soul's mission, it might seem at first that you're really struggling to get started, or to find anybody who wants to even hear what you have to say, or people you can help. But as you shine your light, the people who are meant to see your light will be attracted to it. So just trust the spiritual guidance you feel through your intuition, through your guides, your angels, because you are loved unconditionally. You are taken care of. You are protected. You are meant to be here for a reason, and it feels to me like many of you already know why you're here, and that sense of responsibility is very strong for you. But others of you are going to be discovering it. Either you just discovered it or you're discovering it soon, and it just feels very beautiful and exciting to me that you guys have these dreams and goals that you're going after and going to be bringing them to fruition very soon. So I think that's all I'm seeing for you guys. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye.